No, look, there's I always say I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did like almost look very easy.
But I'm gonna go with Canelo because he didn't hold Turkey's hand.
It's two things that you can do with somebody bigger and stronger. You know, you can either try to push them back, you know, because 9 times out of 10, a strong fighter not used to going back.
Canelo Alvarez praised Terence Crawford's knockout victories, especially the dominant performance over Errol Spence, calling the win impressively easy. At the same time, he noted that Spence remains Crawford's only true marquee opponent, casting doubt on the depth of his resume. Looking ahead, Canelo promised that everything will be settled when they share the ring, a statement that leaves fans eager for the showdown.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, there's I always say I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is. But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did like almost look very easy. But I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you never know in boxing. We'll see.
Canelo Alvarez suggested that he already has a firm grasp of Terence Crawford's style and techniques, signaling quiet confidence in his preparation. With a grin, he added that Turkey Alalshik, set to be in Crawford's corner, will leave the arena deeply disappointed on fight night, a remark that adds an extra layer of intensity and personal stakes to the looming clash.
You're gonna be able to do it by the come fight night.
I know Turkey is in your corner, but look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day.
I see you. I see you. You see,
I see you too.
Canelo Alvarez's choice to spar with Jaron Ennis is being praised as a smart tactical move. Analyst Johnny Ortiz notes that Ennis closely mirrors Terence Crawford's size, style, and versatility, making him an ideal stand-in during camp. The sessions give Canelo a chance to read Crawford's rhythm, movement, and physical tools in real time while refining his own timing and defense. Meanwhile, Ennis gains invaluable experience working alongside a seasoned champion, creating a rare setup where both fighters sharpen their craft. Ortiz calls it a strategic win-win that could pay off big on fight night.
Definitely good experience for both. Eddie Reynoso and Canelo, shout out to them because now it shows that they're serious with a real game plan and boosting to me. Everybody's a perfect opponent, I wouldn't say opponent, perfect sparring partner to replicate Crawford because they both switch hitters and stuff like that. And, they got dog in them and reflexes for sure. So it shows Canelo serious and on Boots end. To be able to spar a Hall of Famer, top tier guy, it gave him great experience and so he really wants. It's a sport where Boots is getting an opportunity to spar a Hall of Famer. Who cares? And in reality, what the fuck loyalty does Boots owe to Crawford when it comes to sport of boxing? I mean, Crawford didn't do shit even back while Boots was trying to get his opportunity when it was Spence and Crawford. Every time Boots' name got mentioned, you heard the Bud clowns be like, oh yeah, he don't deserve it. Oh, who did he fight? Oh, who this and that, man. I ain't trying to hear that shit. It's like different shit that you need to be woke up outside of boxing. Boxing is a sport. There's shit that we need to really come together. I didn't see y'all come together like 5 years. Bud clowns, because it's real fans. The Bud clowns is bashing PBC. Everything Boots. When you bring up Boots' name, putting him down, I didn't hear like, oh yeah, instead of fighting Canelo or fighting this person, he should fight Boots.
Jose Benavidez emphasized the value of Canelo Alvarez bringing in Jaron Ennis as a sparring partner. He noted that Ennis mirrors Crawford in key areas, physique, movement, and overall style, giving Canelo a realistic preview of what to expect on fight night. Benavidez added that Crawford's smaller frame could become a factor once the two step in the ring. In his eyes, training with a strong, stylistically similar partner not only sharpens Canelo's skills but also builds the belief that he already holds the upper hand before the opening bell.
So maybe a little bit more confidence that he is sparring somebody really good. Ennis is a really good fighter. I think that would be a good motivation, you know, for Canelo Alvarez. I just think that Crawford is too small for Canelo. I think Canelo's too big for Crawford. But in my opinion, I think if Crawford maybe just tap, hook, get out, maybe once in a while throw a straight punch and just win by points and use his legs, I think I see him winning by decision. But if he tries to exchange with Canelo Alvarez, I think he's going to make a mistake and he's going to get hit with one shot and maybe he can get hurt and that would change the whole fight, you know. But I think he's faster. Crawford is faster and straight punch, get out, you know. Don't stay there to throw or try to trade with Canelo Alvarez.
Okay, fair to say. Fair to say. Now, do you feel like when it comes down to the demeanor of making that decision of bringing him in, does it show that he's taking this camp perhaps a little bit more serious than others? I mean, what do you think about just the move per se?
You know, it's very difficult to say. He's never brought anybody really good to his camp until this time. Maybe he's lacking out of confidence, or maybe he just wants to use them to trick the people. Or, I mean, it's very awkward and very funny that he brought Ennis to his camp, you know. So, but at the end of the day, they know what they're doing, you know, and we got to respect that. And I think
boxing has entered a new era where streaming platforms drive record-breaking audiences. The Netflix spectacle between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson drew an unprecedented 65 million viewers, proving that the appetite for combat sports extends far beyond traditional expectations. Now, the looming clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford carries the potential to eclipse even that milestone. This fight is more than two champions sharing the ring. It's a chance to make history on a global stage. Across continents, fans are waiting to see whether Canelo versus Crawford can spark even greater excitement than the Jake versus Mike phenomenon.
Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, which was obviously on Netflix as well. The biggest concurrent view was, I think, 65 million. So at one stage of a time, 65 million people were watching that fight, which is crazy. Hence why it broke Netflix servers. I do wonder what this does. I think it does around 10 to 15, which is still an incredible number. Problem with these two, and I was saying this morning actually to Gareth A. Davis, like, there's no antagonizer here, is there? No one is willing to play the role of the bad guy, the heel, the bully, and you almost need that a little bit. Jake Paul was actually quite smart in the way in which he promoted the Tyson, but obviously it's Mike Tyson. But it was promoted so well where Jake was willing to be the guy that, I'm going to fuck up the greatest fighter of all time. You know, he was willing to kind of say all those things and play that role. So people almost tuned in to see him get chinned as well. Neither of these guys are playing that role. Neither of these guys, I don't think, have crossed over massively to non-boxing fans. I mean, to us, they're like gods. But to non-boxing fans, I do wonder how much people know them.
Terence Crawford has never been one to shy away from challenges, and his preparation for Canelo reflects the precision of his strategic approach. He admits that facing bigger opponents brings unique obstacles, yet he insists those hurdles come with answers. One key solution, Crawford explains, is forcing larger fighters to retreat. Bigger men are often unaccustomed to moving backward, as their size and power usually allow them to dictate the pace while pressing forward.
Some things that you can do with somebody bigger and stronger. You know, you can either try to push them back, you know, because 9 times out of 10, a strong fighter is not used to going back, you know, so it kind of fucks them up, you know. Yeah. Or you can just box them because some of them just slower than others because they got flat feet, and they just looking to load up on certain shots.
Now, Crawford's definitely right here. There's two ways to beat a pressure fighter like Canelo. Either you put the pressure back on him, which is where guys like Triple G and Bibble had success, Floyd used superior skills and footwork on the outside, which is how Floyd Mayweather won. Now Crawford, he can't use the pressure approach. He's not physically dominant as guys like Golovkin or Bivol. Bud is a welterweight or junior middleweight jumping up. He doesn't have the size to push Canelo back. Now the outside boxing approach, that is definitely Crawford's best chance against Canelo.
For Crawford, pushing bigger men backward doesn't just shift momentum, it disrupts their rhythm. His second key strategy is to sap their stamina and exploit the flat-footed tendencies often seen in naturally heavier fighters. This layered approach underscores Crawford's exceptional ring IQ. He knows that beating Canelo will take more than grit, it will demand turning perceived disadvantages into weapons. His camp has been structured around these principles, sharpening both conditioning and tactical precision in preparation for the toughest test of his career.
Cut off the ring at times, we saw that in the skull fight, and he does load up on single shots now. But at the same time, Crawford is not the same pure boxer that Floyd Mayweather was. Mayweather rarely got hit in that shell, and his form of countering, a pull counter for example, was, I'm not going to get touched, and then I'll make you pay. Whereas Crawford's style of counterpunching is different. Bud will take one to throw 2 or 3 back, and he can't do that against Canelo because of the size and power difference. If Bud takes a clean right hand to throw back an uppercut or a hook, he's either going to get dropped or he's going to end up on his bike like Jermell Charlo. So while I do agree Crawford does have a superior skill set in this fight, but because he doesn't have the size to push Canelo back, defense of someone like Mayweather stays perfect for 12 rounds on the outside, I do think Canelo's size and power will make a difference in this fight. And that's why I like Canelo to win.
While the spotlight often falls on rivalry, Terence Crawford has expressed genuine admiration for Canelo Alvarez's place in boxing history. He credits Canelo as one of the last true links to a golden era, a fighter who stood alongside legends and helped carry the sport's torch. For Crawford, stepping into the ring with Canelo is about more than belts or accolades. It's about measuring himself against a standard bearer of greatness.
I call Canelo out because, like I said, he the last great fighter amongst the era that surpassed us. Floyd, the Pacquiao, the De La Hoya. We both came up in that era, and he was right there with those fighters, and he got the chance to fight the Miguel Cottos, Floyd Mayweathers, and the Kovalevs and Triple G's, and I wasn't able to get those mega fights. So this is my mega fight. This is my moment, and that's the reason why I want to fight an all-time great like Canelo.